Hi, it's Margaret Munoz here with some thoughts about the fear of public speaking, and we'll also be doing some tapping to help with that. Actually, I find it quite hard to understand why when people are asked for their number one fear, it's generally public speaking, because when I think of all the terrible disasters that could befall us, but I think it's because we don't think of those possibilities as happening to us, whereas the possibilities of speaking in front of people like are all around us, whether it's presentations to work colleagues, to students, to meetings, conferences, introductions, community events, family celebrations, or even the radio or TV. And what this does is it can trigger a really deep fear, and our deepest fear that we're not good enough in some way. So you might be afraid that you'll be made a fool of, or that you'll look stupid. Somebody will find out that you don't know something. You'll go blank. I had this happen to me once. I was in a room full of people and my mind was completely blank. Or you might be boring and, nobody's taking any notice, or nobody's laughing at your jokes. Your hands are shaking and you don't want anyone to notice that you're nervous, and so you get this deep fear of being criticized, judged, and feeling humiliated or rejected, embarrassed, which are those feelings that we just don't want to feel at any cost. And you might also have had something horrible happen already. A past event, maybe you were farewelling somebody at a work function and you forgot their name, or something happened to you way back when you were at school. And I've actually worked with a lot of clients on stuff that happened back at school where they felt humiliated in front of the class. And so those things can actually be responsible for triggering our current feelings of anxiety. So what this anxiety does is it floods our bodies with all the stress hormones, and we get all those familiar symptoms. It might be butterflies in the stomach, might be a pounding heart, a dry mouth, a tight throat, which is exactly what you don't want when you're trying to speak, or as I mentioned before, shaking hands, the paper's trembling. I suppose these days it's a device, when you don't want anyone to notice. So we're going to do 2 rounds of tapping, and then I'm going to give you a couple more tips on how to deal with it. The first thing we're going to tap on are those physical sensations. So as always, I invite you to fill in the gaps about what is true for you. So let's just settle for a moment, and I invite you to think that you're going to speak to this group of people tomorrow, and then notice what symptoms come to the surface. You might notice your mind as well, but first of all we want to notice what's happening in your body. What are you feeling? And then you can rate those symptoms, the intensity of them, are 0 to 10, just so that you can see how you're tracking with getting the intensity of those feelings down. Okay, so let us begin. Even though I get all these sensations when I'm about to speak in public, or when I am speaking in public, I choose to totally accept myself. Even though I get all these sensations, which feel horrible, I choose to accept the way I feel, even though I don't want to feel like that. I have all these nasty sensations. I feel so anxious, so nervous. And so now you can start to list what your symptoms are. So, you know, it might be my heart pounds, my mouth goes dry, my knees are shaking. What is it that, what are the symptoms that you get? So just name them as you tap around. These distressing sensations, all these symptoms of anxiety, all these symptoms of fear in my body. I choose to allow them to release now and know that I'm safe. I let go of the fear that's causing all these sensations. It's so good to just let them go. And then just taking a deep breath in, blowing it all out. Then just checking out how you feel. Has your number come down a bit? And so you can keep tapping in that way until you get the intensity of those symptoms right down. So do be specific and name the symptoms as you go around, not just the general anxiety, the butterflies in your stomach, or whatever it is you in particular feel. Okay. So now we're going to tap on our fears. So it's the fears that cause all the physical sensation. So again, I invite you to name your own fears as we tap around, because tapping always works better when it's specific to you. So again, we'll just settle for a moment. Imagine that you're going to be addressing that group of people tomorrow, and sort of notice what goes in your head, and ask yourself what is it I'm scared of? You know, am I scared that people will notice that I'm anxious? Am I scared I'll forget what I'm going to say? Am I scared that somebody will ask me a question and I won't know the answer? So just notice that. And we'll start to tap, or you can give yourself a rating on that. Even though I have these fears about speaking in public, I choose to be able to let go of them. Even though I have all these fears, about speaking in front of people. I choose to accept myself as I am and know that I'm okay just as I am. And we'll tap around. I have all these fears about what might happen. The PowerPoint will fail and I won't know what to say. My mind will go blank. And so start to say what's true for you. I'm scared that. I'm scared people won't agree with what I'm saying. I'm scared of being boring. I'm scared of looking stupid. I'm scared of embarrassing myself. I'm scared of fill in the blank. I'm scared that I'm scared it will be like last time. I'm scared I won't be able to control my anxiety. I'm scared I might faint or collapse. Yeah, that's how severe our anxiety can get sometimes. All this fear, all these anxieties, as I let them go, I recognize that I'm so afraid of other people's judgment. I'm afraid of being criticized. I'm afraid of being rejected. But a lot of the time, it's me that's rejecting myself. And I project those fears and judgments and criticisms onto my audience. So the most important thing is for me to release my own judgments about myself, so that I can be free to be me. So I'm okay if I stuff it up. I can laugh at myself. Because I'm okay with being me. And what I really want is to be able to share my gifts and talents with other people. I want to enjoy myself. I want to have fun. I want to make a contribution. And so that's what I choose for myself. To release my own self-judgments and criticisms and fears, so that I can be okay with myself, whatever other people think or say. Deep breath, yeah. And so isn't that just it? You know, when I speak, what I want to do is I want to enjoy myself, and I think about having fun. And I always remember something a trainer told me many years ago when I was watching a speaker being hassled by somebody in the audience, and I said, "Oh, you know, I don't want to have that happen." And she said to me, "Margaret, what I do is I put out whatever I do with love, and I am totally unattached to the outcome." And that was one of the greatest pieces of advice I think I've ever received around speaking and being able to make a contribution to other people in whatever way it is, whether it's saying, you know, thank you or congratulations, or presenting your work. So another couple of things you can do, another couple of tips. So it's really good to go back and to tap out past events. Now you might want to get some help from a practitioner to help you do that, because that will often free you up in the present moment to be able to go and strut your stuff. I think about it as razzle-dazzling. So you want to be able to go and razzle-dazzle. Another thing you can do is to, if you know in advance that you're speaking, you can imagine each step of what it is that is going to happen. And as you feel discomfort arise, you can tap your way through that until you can run through the whole thing, feeling totally calm and safe and comfortable. You can also do tapping like immediately before the event. As you're going to the event, you know, just tap away, or you can do some breathing out the fear, breathing in calm. But the finger tapping is really good for this, you know, just tapping on your fingers. You can do that anywhere. So tap just before, or if you're sitting there waiting to speak, do some little discreet tapping, or tap in your head, just to bring those levels of anxiety down. And those of you who've done much tapping with me will know that I'm a great fan of the choices method and choosing what you want to feel. So you might want to do some tapping around choosing to feel calm and confident when you speak, or enjoying yourself, or allowing your words to flow, whatever it is you want. So I hope that's given you a bit of a hand with that. Do some more tapping to let go of those fears and anxieties, so that you can really enjoy what you're doing and the contribution that you're making. So please do stay in touch, either through subscribing to my channel, or joining my Facebook private Facebook group, Tapping for Results. Visit my website, drop me an email, write in the comments below, ask questions. Just stay in touch. Bye for now.